Hello Beatle friends and hello to everybody else watching. Today I'm going to show you my recent Beatles related finds as well as some autograph items that I obtained at the Fest for Beatles fans in both Chicago last year and New York, New Jersey this past March. Hope you enjoy this Beatles related and Fest update video, and let's begin. My first Beatles related find is a poster, The Lost Weekend, A Love Story by May Pang poster. And it's signed by May Pang herself, Marvin May Pang. And she had an XO. I met May Pang on January 21st, 2025 at the Ocean Art Gallery in Ormond Beach, Florida, which is about an hour from where I live. And I met with May. I looked at her exhibition, the nice photos that she has at the exhibition, and before closing time, I met with May Pang and I talked to her. Unfortunately, my head was fried from a work day, so I couldn't really think of anything to say. I wasn't sure of what kind of conversation I was going to start with May Pang. I wanted to make sure it's about John, but other than that, I had a great conversation with May. It was I was like the last fan that she talked to, and then she signed this, and I got a picture with her. It was my second picture with May Pang. I met her at the Fest last year. At the TWA hotel where the big 60th anniversary fest was at, and it's also the 50th anniversary of when the fest started last year. But anyway, it was great meeting May, and I enjoyed the exhibition, and I'm also happy to have a signed item from her. So that's the Lost Weekend, A Love Story signed poster. My next Beatles related find is a Coryman poster. Carefully unfold this. I bought this poster off the Strawberry Fields Liverpool website. And this one is signed by the remaining original members of the Corymen. My father already has all the original members' autographs when they appeared at the Fest. When the surviving original members appeared at the Chicago Fest back in the late 90s, and my father purchased a signed CD with all of their signatures. But this one has Colin Hampton, who was at the Fest in March. I didn't get his autograph. I'm going to have to get his new book signed by him off the Strawberry Fields Liverpool website. And also signed by Len Gary, Rod Davies, and photographer Charles Roberts. And this is a nice signed poster. And I'm going to frame this. I'm going to show you some Beatles related signed books. The first one I'm going to show you is Came the Lightning, 20 Poems for George by Olivia Harrison. I had this one for almost a couple years, but I keep forgetting to show it in an update video, but here it is. And I bought two signed copies. She did a signing when this book came out. She did a book signing at the Rizzoli bookstore in New York City. Unfortunately, I didn't fly over to meet Olivia. I didn't have time because I just moved here to Florida at the time. But she did sign more books for people to purchase after her book signing event. And I bought two copies of the books. I bought two copies, Rizzoli bookstore. This is the first one I'm going to show you. And here's Olivia Harrison's signature. A real nice signature from Olivia. I'm going to show you the second one here in a little bit. Just gonna skim through this book. There's some nice photos here. There's the poems by Olivia for George. There's George and Olivia. And here's a second copy of Came the Lightning, signed by Olivia, autographed copy sticker by Genesis Publications. The next Beatles-related signed book I'm going to show you is Confessions of a Rock and Roll Name Dropper, My Life Leading Up to John Lennon's Last Interview by Lori Kay. Lori Kay did the interview with John and Yoko, the RKO interview with John and Yoko on December 8th, 1980, hours before John was killed. It's a real good interview by Lori, but it's also upsetting, because it's John Lennon's last interview before his murder. There's the reviews, and this is a great book here. I'll go through the book here, and this was a reprint of the actual autographs that Lori Kay obtained from both John and Yoko on December 8th, 1980. It's a real nice one. And here's Lori's signature. I was in Los Angeles last year for the Ringo birthday event on July 7th of 2024, when Ringo turned 84. And Lori Kay was there, and she gave one of Ringo's assistants, one of Ringo's people, the people who work for Ringo, she gave them a copy of this book, so Ringo can read it for his birthday. It was going to be Ringo's birthday present. And Lori invited me over to her Los Angeles home the day before I was scheduled to leave Los Angeles. I met with her. It was in the evening. And I had her sign, and she signed this book for me. And she's also at the fest. So if you next time you go to the fest and she's there, she's scheduled to be there at the fest to sell her books and sign them for you. You should try getting a copy of the book and have Lori sign it. But Lori signed it for me. And Lori invited me into her living room to have a talk for about a half an hour before she signed this book. And I had to head out because Lori was going to fix dinner for her husband. But big thank you to Lori for inviting me over to her LA home to spend some time with her and have her sign this book. The last Beatles-related signed book I'm going to show you is We All Shine On, John, Yoko, and Me by Elliot Mintz, and it's a signed copy. And John and Elliot, that's a Polaroid photo of both John and Elliot. And it's signed by Elliot Mintz. Real nice signature. And John, Yoko, and Elliot right there. just skim through the book here. But that's We All Shine On, John, Yoko, and Me, signed by Elliot Mintz. Back in August of last year, I went to the Fest for Beatles fans in Chicago, and it was my first trip to the Chicago Fest since 2018. And it was strange being back there, after not being there so long. I still remember everything in that area because I used to go to the Chicago Fest when I used to live in Northwest Ohio, because that was the nearest fest I could travel to. But it was great to be back in Chicago after not being there for like 6 years. I was just there to have fun, and I was also there to hang out with some friends who invited me. They did invite me, but they asked me to go to the fest, and I went ahead and said yes, because I initially was gonna pass on the Chicago Fest, but what really made me go was because I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Chicago again because I miss Chicago. So, anyway, other than the Paul McCartney and Wings Jukebox 45 that I purchased at the Chicago Fest, I didn't really buy much. I did obtain some autographs at the fest. The first one here, I already have an autograph from this guy here, Billy J. Kramer, his new album, Are You With Me? Back of it. And it's signed by Billy J. himself. Unfold the album there. And a look at the CD. The other Billy J. Kramer autograph I have was I have a 7-inch 45 of the song Bad to Me, and I had Billy J. sign the label. I believe I had him sign the label, and I also had to pay some money for him to do that. But it's nice to get Billy J. Kramer's autograph again. And here's the Chicago program, Chicago Fest program. And I want to show you Randy Bachman's autograph. And it's also my second autograph from Randy Bachman. I wanted to get Tal, but Tal Bachman was busy talking with fans, and I didn't have time to hang around. So I just had Randy sign this program for me, because I was going to get another autograph from him. He signed my Best of the Guess Who vinyl record back in 2018. So it was my second time meeting him, and I got a photo with him. So Randy Bachman. Now to show you the signed items I obtained at the Fest for Beatles fans in New York, New Jersey this past March. The first one is Heartful Soul, the Best of the Yardbirds, and it's signed by Yardbirds drummer Jim Mccardi. And Jim Mccardi is a Liverpudlian. He was born in Liverpool. And I bought this CD at the fest, and I had Jim Mccardi sign it, and that's a track list. It's a real nice artwork here. This is CD1. And CD2. Show you CD2. And the booklet right here. I guess I should have had Jim McCarty sign the booklet, but oh well. It was great seeing Jim McCarty at the fest, and I enjoyed his stories. There we go. Next is the Yardbirds Greatest Hits. This is a 1970s reissue. And I had Jim McCarty sign it too. Show you the vinyl record. And this one's in nice shape. I bought this one for $1 to $2 long time ago, and I don't think I ever showed this record at all in the video. And this is in excellent shape, not a first pressing, but a nice 70s reissue. I'm going to show you two vinyl records signed by Simon Kirk of Free and Bad Company, and he was also a member of Ringo's All-Star Band. The first one I'm going to show you is Free, Fire and Water. And this is an original UK pressing on Island Records. And this one has the big hit All Right Now. Simon Kirk performed All Right Now at the fest, along with the Bad Company song Shooting Star. Well, he did Shooting Star first and then All Right Now. He had to do Shooting Star because of the Beatles reference at the beginning of the song. He signed right here to Marvin, Simon Kirk, and he drew an arrow there. That's him right there. Show you the vinyl record. It's on the Pink Island label. I played through this record. Sounds amazing. It's a nice UK pressing. The next signed vinyl record I'm going to show you is Bad Company's first album, self-titled album, on the Swan Song label. Black inner sleeve. And this was one of the first records I purchased when I started getting into vinyl record collecting, and I bought this one for $1, I believe. I didn't have Simon Kirk sign the front cover, so I had him sign the gatefold here. Gatefold of Bad Company, members of Bad Company. And Simon signed right there. Also to Marvin, Simon Kirk. I have a few more Beatles related items to show you in this update video, and they're all vinyl records, and I'm also going to show you a signed photo. The first one is Mary Hopkin, Those Were the Days. Let me take the plastic sleeve off so you have a nice look at the cover. A better look at the cover. And this one's a UK pressing. And that's the track list. It's a real nice compilation. And this one does have the original inner sleeve right here, but the record's actually in this inner sleeve, the vinyl style inner sleeve. And this one, it is a UK pressing, but it's actually an export. It's an export pressing made in the UK. And side 2 of the album. My next Beatles related vinyl find is McGear by Michael McCartney. Back of it, and this one is a UK pressing. And what's special about this UK pressing is that the album is a gatefold, unlike the US album. And there's a close look at the gatefold. And the credits. The track list and the credits. Here's the insert included in this UK pressing of the album. Unfold the insert. Lyrics to all the songs on the album. This is a Lost Wings album. The Wings members are playing on this album. Close-up of the inner sleeve with the record. On the Warner Brothers label, UK pressing. Here's a black and white 8x10 photo signed by Mike McGear. The real Mike McGear, Mike McCartney. And as you can see, Mike McCartney, he colored a tooth of his black. And here's a letter from the user, the autograph dealer I purchased the Mike McGear signed photo from. The last Beatles related vinyl find in this Beatles related and Fest for Beatles fans update video is Yoko Ono, Approximately Infinite Universe. Back of it. This is a UK pressing. Close look at the back album, the back cover of the album. John and Yoko right there. Gatefold. And show you record 1. Lyrics, all the songs on record 1. And this one's in near mint shape. I bought this one from one of my favorite Beatles dealers on eBay. Look at the vinyl record. UK pressing. And side 2. Inner sleeve for record 2 of the album. A close look at the record right here. That concludes this Beatles related and Fest for Beatles fans update video. Hope you enjoyed seeing my Beatles related finds, the vinyl records, the signed items, as well as the autograph items I obtained at the Fest for Beatles fans at both Chicago last year and New York, New Jersey this past March. And I have plans to go to another fest. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Talk to you all later. Thank you for watching.